What up, everybody? What up, everybody? What's up, everybody? I see Jesse was in the chat. How you doing? How you doing? Well, welcome back to another episode of AC Reviews the World. I am your host, AC the Engineer, and we are at episode, what are we at? 167. Yes, 167. Let's get it around. Hopefully, everybody had a good day today. It is Thursday, April 9th, 2026, year of our Lord, and it's time to get to the greatest afternoon show in the world. You ain't got to feel that way, but I feel that way. That's all that matters. But hopefully everybody had a good day today, and it is time for the show, y'all. Just a little housekeeping before we start. Remember, the best way to show your support for this video is always just to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you can be up to date on all the videos. Shout out to Jesse, who started off the show with a like. I love it. But it is time to get into it, and we got a lot of things to talk about, y'all. Remember, if you ever disagree with anything I said, please leave a comment. I'm never going to say I'm always right. I'm never going to say I understand everything that we see in the videos, but I will always be willing to talk about my opinion. That's what we need in this world. But today we got 4 topics. Depending on the time, we might go to 5. But let's go ahead into it. You know how I like to do it. Let's jump right into it. The first topic we're going over to today is we're going to go look at an attorney who has embezzled over $680,000 from a couple's inheritance. Let's get over into it and see what we can find out. And of course, we'll go over to the AI breakdown just to get a little bit more information about this whole case. Remember, y'all, let me know your thoughts and let me know if you disagree with anything I said. Let's jump over into it and see what we can find out.
Melrose attorney is accused of stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from his clients. WBC's Logan Hall is live for us in Medford tonight. And Logan, prosecutors say he really betrayed the trust of the people who hired him.
Yeah, David, that's right. Good evening. Prosecutors detailed these allegations today, alleging that this Melrose attorney embezzled over $600,000 from his clients, and he also refused to pay that money back when pressed on it. Mr. Rappa, any comment on the allegations? Thank you. Melrose attorney Henry Rappa charged with embezzling over $600,000 from clients. He's also accused of practicing law under a suspended license. Rappa appeared in court Thursday where prosecutors said in the first alleged instance of fiduciary embezzlement back in 2023, Rappa's client tried to get their money back several times.
There were a number of requests for those funds. They were never provided. There were all sorts of excuses provided by Mr. Rappa as to that he was busy, that he was traveling, that he was doing things with his family, that he couldn't provide the money. In truth, Mr. Rappa had spent those funds.
This resulted in the suspension of Rappa's license, but prosecutors say he continued to practice law until as late as December of 2025.
Unfortunately, in that time period since the suspension, Mr. Rappa continued to practice law. He received money from a number of clients, including from one that was the subject of the second fiduciary embezzlement and larceny charges.
In a press conference, Middlesex County District Attorney Marion Ryan said she hopes that victims will be able to recover their funds.
It reflects a continuing and a concerning pattern of conduct. The rules around who has the privilege of practicing law exist exactly in part for these reasons, to protect the public.
Now, the district attorney is currently calling on the public to be on the lookout for similar cases. She says that her office is currently investigating about a half dozen embezzlement cases. As for Rappa, he was released today on $2,500 bail and is expected back in court later in May.
That's a crazy number just thinking about it. So he steals over $600,000, but to get out of jail, you only got to pay. What did it say? They said something crazy. Let's back it up just a tad bit. Just make sure I didn't hear it wrong.
Bail and is expected back in court. Her office is currently investigating about a half dozen embezzlement cases. As for Rappa, he was released today on $2,500 bail.
$2,500 bail. The world is a cold place. Now, they were questioning if they will be able to get the money back. We don't know. He most likely doesn't have any of the money, and they're just going to be scrounging around waiting for something to come that will never come. But let's get over into one more video and see what else we can learn.
We are hearing tonight from one of the alleged victims of Melrose attorney Henry Rappa. He's accused of stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from his clients. Now, one of those clients hired Rappa to help handle a major family inheritance. As WBZ's Mike Sullivan shows us, it may be hard to get that money back.
In court, Henry Rappa Jr. stood as a lawyer. He typically finds himself representing a client, not being the subject of the case itself.
I spoke to my client the next day. I said, how good did it feel seeing the bailiff put the cuffs on Henry Rappa?
Charles Dobbins represents Michael and Janine Tipping, a couple Rappa allegedly stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from.
Every time we asked for an invoice, and that would be via email, via text message, it was always, well, someone's actually working on my books.
After Michael's mother passed away, they inherited a large sum of money. His sister was the original trustee.
Because she actually passed away unexpectedly, we had to find a lawyer unexpectedly.
Michael assumed the trustee duties as Janine researched hiring Rappa. Court documents say they handed him their inherited money in March of 2023.
We learned at his hearing that my client's money was gone almost immediately.
The Tippings say every time they asked him for an invoice of his work, they were met with excuses.
There was, I'm in the urgent care, I don't feel well. I have opening day Red Sox tickets.
Eventually, they bought a new home and asked for the money back.
He had the nerve to ask how much money did we need. That's when I thought we are going to have a significant problem.
Do you have hope that you will get all this money back?
Thanks to the BBO, yes.
Once the Board of Bar Overseers permanently suspends Rappa's license, Dobbins says his client could start the process of getting the money reimbursed.
Massachusetts is one of the unique states that actually has a financial vehicle to make whole any person that's been hurt by a bad lawyer.
Dobbins saying other states limit what victims can get back.
At the end of the day, he's getting what he deserved, and fortunately, my clients are going to be made whole.
In July of last year, a court ordered Rappa to stop practicing law, but the Middlesex County District Attorney's Office says he continued representing clients 6 months later and allegedly stole a combined roughly $21,000.
So there was no checks. That's what it sounds like. There was no checking to see if he's still practicing, or maybe the clients themselves didn't check, or are they even able to check if he is not allowed to practice?
We reached out to Rappa's lawyer for comment, but have yet to hear back. In Nashua, I'm Mike Sullivan, WBZ News.
Wow. Imagine your mother dies. Your sister can't take care of it, who was originally supposed to. You go look for a lawyer, and the lawyer you find immediately, as soon as you send it to him, the money's gone. It's out of the account and it's somewhere else. He spent it immediately. And now you're worried about even if you can even get the money back. Makes you lose faith in people sometimes. Let's get over into the AI breakdown just to get a little bit more information on this whole case and see what else we can find out. But let's jump over into it. So as we know, in April 2026, Massachusetts attorney Henry was charged with embezzlement over $600,000 from his clients. According to the Middlesex District Attorney's Office, the 57-year-old attorney from Massachusetts faces multiple felony charges after allegedly misappropriating large sums of money entrusted to him. The primary theft, a client entrusted him with approximately $660,000 to be held safely in the client's trust account for a family's estate inheritance. Prosecutors allege that he did not safeguard the funds and failed to return the money when the clients requested it. By the time the investigation locked his account, his firm's business account reportedly only had $3,000. In July of 2025, a court ordered him to immediately stop practicing law, step down from his duties, and return the client's funds. Despite this, authorities state that he continued to practice law illegally. In December 2025, while his license was suspended, he allegedly handled a real estate closing for another client and pocketed a combined $21,300 that was supposed to be distributed to the buyer. So first things first, I know for a fact you can look up if someone like an attorney, an engineer, if they are truly licensed. You can look that up by just having their name. But a lot of people do not check that. You just trust that whoever lawyer you're finding or attorney you're finding is licensed. You need to do your background checks on people if you're going to hand them a large sum of money, no matter if they're a popular attorney or not. You need to do your review, look at some reviews, do something, do some kind of research just to give yourself a safeguard at least. At least you tried to do something. So he appeared in the district court on April 2026, where he pleaded not guilty to all counts. He was released on $2,500 bail under strict conditions, including surrendering of his passport and agreeing not to leave New England area. He has been officially charged with 2 counts of embezzlement, 2 counts of larceny over $1,200, and 1 count of unauthorized practice of law. Ow. Yeah, steal $600,000, you only need to pay $2,500 to get out. Does that seem right to y'all? Absolutely crazy situation, y'all. But at the end of the day, please do your research on no matter whoever you're hiring to do anything. Attorneys, engineers, do your research, see if they are properly licensed. You can easily look that up. But a lot of people don't. But let me know your thoughts on that situation, y'all, and let me know how you feel about it. How would you feel, and how much time do you think is appropriate for this type of crime? At least, hopefully, that one couple who I think was in Massachusetts, they have a good system in place to where they can get the majority of their money back. But some other places, at least, that's the main thing, because they $660,000. Absolutely wild, y'all. Let's pivot over into the next topic we're going to be discussing today. And we got to go over to Phoenix, I believe. But we have a father who, during an unsupervised visit, killed his 2 kids. And they're saying that the court knew that, or at least could have prevented this. Let's get over into it and see what we can find out about this whole case. Let's jump into it, y'all.
2 Arizona children killed by their own father. It's a tragedy no family should ever have to endure.
And now the mother of those kids is channeling her grief for change at the state capitol. She says the family court system failed her kids. Fox 10 investigator Justin Lum with the red flags that were missed.
The Monday before summer break. So I thought in my head, that's very strange. Why would they be absent? There's only 4 more days of that school week before summer.
There was no answer at the door.
I remember there's 2 police officers that came towards me and they said, "We're sorry to inform you, but all 3 are deceased inside." And yeah, that's when my world shattered.
So this one on the left right here? Right.
How do you make sense of it all when the person you once trusted more than anyone takes away the 2 people you love most?
This is a surprise police department. We're conducting a welfare check. Come out to the front door. Keep your hands up and open.
Hope Hooten is still picking up the pieces. Alec Mader was 7 years old. Lydia Mader had just turned 6.
Lydia, Alec, this is the police department. Come to the front door.
On May 20th, 2024, their father, 34-year-old Brock Mader, shot and killed his children before turning the gun on himself inside his apartment in Surprise near Bell and Litchfield Roads. But the warning signs came several months before. In October of 2023, Hope told Brock that she wanted a divorce following an argument. Brock responded by saying he was going to kill himself, according to court records. Then Hope got an order of protection against Brock, asking the court to not allow him to have firearms and in-person contact with her. A week later, on October 16th, family court records say Brock violated the order when he showed up to Hope's home yelling and screaming. Later that day, he took the kids out of school and brought them to a hotel. Court documents also reveal that Brock called police and reported having suicidal and homicidal ideations in fear for himself and the kids.
I started getting really weird phone calls from him, that didn't sound like him. He was talking about biblical ideologies that we don't believe in, demons and cults, and that our marriage wasn't a covenant marriage.
Brock allegedly spoke of demons and cults after expressing that his church might be influenced by the Church of Satan. That manic episode resulted in treatment for bipolar disorder at a psychiatric hospital for 1 week. Despite this, temporary orders by a judge gave both parents equal parenting time and joint legal decision-making following a hearing in November 2023.
Do you feel like the judge that you had should be held accountable?
Yes, I definitely do, and that's why I am spreading awareness, talking about my case. I say his name out loud. It's Judge Michael Valenzuela.
In Valenzuela's order.
First of all, you know I'm not going to stop it too much, but how in your right mind do someone who says they have suicidal thoughts, who's talking about demons and manic bipolar disorder, why would you give them a full custody or split equal custody? That just doesn't make sense to me, but let's keep going.
Orders. He wrote that to mandate supervision, he had to find that the children were in actual danger.
I knew that Brock was unsafe to be with the children, unsupervised, but my hands were tied because that was the court and that was their ruling.
6 months later, Alec and Lydia were murdered. In the Arizona legislative session of 2026, hope is fighting back.
The court did not fully evaluate strangulation, coercive control, suicidal or filicidal ideation, and acute psychiatric instability, together before granting unsupervised parenting time.
House Bill 2995, the Alec and Lydia Act, would force courts to prioritize safety over equal time. It requires judges to make written findings on domestic violence patterns, using police records and medical history as primary evidence. Republican State Rep Lisa Fink is sponsoring the bill.
It acknowledges real-world abuse patterns, intimidation, isolation, financial control, threats, and technological surveillance. This is a significant correlation between coercive control and homicide and suicide.
After that evidentiary hearing in 2023, Judge Valenzuela wrote that the evidence considered in his decision included case history and exhibits like text messages between both parties. Hope believes that if a law like HB 2995 was in place during her custody battle, Brock's mental health crisis would get a much closer look, and he would be legally barred from unsupervised time with their kids. Court-appointed doctors evaluated Brock Mader as the divorce proceedings went on for months, all while sharing equal parenting time.
Court notes that the evaluation looked pretty comprehensive, and ultimately there were some recommendations made about follow-up care.
By April 2024, Judge Valenzuela determined that there were no safety concerns as long as Brock was compliant with treatment and medications. A little more than a month later, Brock murdered Alec and Lydia before killing himself.
First of all, if they're reliant on them taking medication, why give them custody rights? Because what if they stop it? They're not going to go to court. You're not going to see that. And by the time anything goes wrong, it's too late.
Looks like all of our worst fears have been realized at this point.
We reached out to the judicial branch of Arizona in Maricopa County to see if Valenzuela could comment on what transpired. The court responded by saying that Brock was supposed to provide Hope with proof that he was taking prescribed medication, and since no further motions were filed after April 2024, they had no grounds to restrict his parenting time, adding that, quote, domestic violence and serious mental illness are among the most complex and difficult challenges that families and courts face. The court takes those responsibilities with the utmost seriousness.
I believe that in cases that have been known to the courts where murder, suicides, and other horrible things happen, that those judges, that those names and those cases need to be out in the open. They need to be publicized.
Professor Dale Cheka of Albany Law School is an expert on family court and studies filicide by fathers. She says research has shown that joint or sole custody is awarded to fathers accused of domestic violence around 70% of the time.
The most dangerous time for a victim is after separation. What you see is families, a victim or the perpetrator will go to court to get a custody order, and court's failure often to either have time for or to really interrogate what's actually been going on and what patterns of violence and other control is going on.
Hope keeps her children's memory alive by advocating for change at the Capitol. Instead of being angry, she's grateful for the years she spent with them.
It was great being their mom, and I'm so blessed to have the time that I've had with them to watch them grow.
I'm Justin Lum for
Now, something stood out to me while we was going over this. That stat that the person said, 70%. So custody granted to fathers accused of domestic violence is 70%. I'm trying. Oh, this just seems crazy to me. So, even though the father has been accused of domestic violence, 70% of the time he is awarded custody. Or he is awarded custody 70% of the time, even with domestic violence. Now, it did say accused because we got to remember, so the stats might be a little crooked, because we got to be honest now. Some women will lie and say use domestic violence as a way to get over in the divorce. So we know about that, or in the custody agreement. We understand that. We've seen examples of that. But that is a crazy stat to pull up. Let's go over into the AI breakdown just to get a little bit more information on this whole case, because this is a tragic situation. And it sounds like, it just doesn't make sense to give him unsupervised visits when he's suffering with very serious mental issues. Suicide, bipolar disorder, that sounds like serious mental issues to me. And you're not aware if he's taking his meds or not? Let's get over into it, y'all. So, as we know the case, Brooke Matters, 34-year-old father who killed his two younger children and himself in an apparent murder-suicide in May 2024. So we know that the two victims, Alec and Lydia, the children were on a court-ordered unsupervised visit with their father at his home in Surprise. It was at Surprise, Arizona, part of Phoenix metropolitan area, while the parents were going through a divorce. The children's mother called police on Monday, May 20th, 2024, after the school notified her that the kids were absent. Police conducted a welfare check at the father's home and discovered all three deceased from gunshot wounds to the head, with a rifle found in his lap. Neighbors reported hearing what they thought were fireworks the previous evening. So the missed red flags, this is the main important part. Following the tragedy, court documents and interviews with the children's mother, Hope revealed several warning signs that the family court system failed to act on. So the father had recently been treated for bipolar disorder after a manic episode involving delusions about cults and demons. He has also reportedly called the police on himself, stating that he was experiencing suicidal and homicidal ideations and feared for himself and the children. He had previously violated a protective order by showing up at the mother's home yelling and screaming. Despite all these, the family court judge ruled that there was insufficient grounds to mandate supervised visits, stating that he had to find the children were in actual danger to restrict parental rights. So someone's saying that he's experiencing suicidal and homicidal thoughts, has had a manic episode, and that's not actual danger. And then, as we know, they're going through the family court reform where they're trying to get the Lydia Act, House Bill 2995, Alec and Lydia Act. The bill seeks to require family court judges to prioritize children's safety above all else, to strictly evaluate parents' behavior of domestic violence, severe mental illness before granting equal or unsupervised parental time. Is it just me, or did I think that's what the courts were doing already? I thought the court's job, especially the family court's job, is to think about the children's safety above all else. So they gotta make a law to actually state that they do that. I just thought that was a natural thing. Absolutely crazy, y'all. Let me know your thoughts on the situation. Let me know how you feel about it. At the end of the day, if you're in a domestic abuse relationship, if someone has come confided in you, is suicidal or homicidal ideations, you need to get away and tell somebody about it. They need to get help or they need to be locked up. Something needs to be done. But even if you do, the courts might still give them custody of the kids. Or partial custody, at least. It ain't full custody, partial custody. Absolutely crazy situation, y'all. Let me know your thoughts on that. And let me know if you disagree with anything I said. Absolutely wow. We're going to pivot now into our third topic we're going to be discussing today. And we got some body cam footage or body cam footage to look at today. And just more stuff dealing with the world is a crazy place. That's all I can say. The world is a crazy place. But I was going to say body cam footage. We're going to look at a mother and a son have been found or caught on camera stealing a dog. I mean, bad mothers create bad ASS kids. No, I'm not trying to cuss, but you wonder where they learned it from. Hey, simple as that. Let's get over into this video, and then we'll go over to an AI breakdown just to get a little bit more information on this whole thing. What would possess you to let your son steal or you to go along with it? It just seems like probably a normal part of their whole routine. Let's get over into it and see what we can find out, y'all.
Police in New Jersey want to find a woman and child captured on security video taking a family's dog from the owner's yard over the weekend. Eyewitness News reporter Anthony Johnson in Clifton with the details.
This troubling Ring video shows what amounts to a dog napping. The young boy carrying a blanket is trying to corral a small dog named Rocky. The 8-pound Shih Tzu Yorkshire Terrier runs toward his back porch. The dog's owner was shocked by what was captured on his Ring video.
When I watched the video, I was like, I cannot believe this is happening. I couldn't believe it.
The boy calls a woman who is in a vehicle, and she comes out as the kid gets excited. The woman runs up the porch, grabs the dog, and covers it with a blanket before taking off. This photo gives a close-up look at the smiling woman. It was a heartless crime.
This is crazy. You know why she's smiling? She's smiling. She don't got to pay for no dog. He's been asking for one. We can just get a free one right here by taking it from somebody else. I know. Yeah, I know. Yes, I know. I know I'm a good mother. That's what she's thinking. I know I'm a good mother.
He wasn't a stray. He had a harness on, so it's not like he didn't have a collar or anything. So I knew they saw it. It looked like the kid wanted the dog.
Rocky was being watched by a family member who had gone inside the house to feed Rocky and other family pets. But Rocky bolted out the front door.
Rocky got out, must have been like a 5-minute ordeal, and by the time I'm looking for Rocky, he was already snatched up.
Rocky has been the Chan family dog for 7 years. He's described as friendly and loving.
I mean, if you're sitting on a couch, he'll sit right next to you, no matter how much room there is. You know, he'll sit right next to you on the bed. He jumps on the bed. I mean, at night, he goes to my son's room and sleeps with him, my room, my daughter's room.
Authorities have released this photo of what appears to be a Honda Pilot used in the dog napping.
My kids are just torn up over it. I am. I mean, he's loved. He's got a loving place. I mean, thank you for taking care of him. But I mean, if you can give him back, that would be awesome.
This video raises questions about how an adult would influence a child. Police say they want to talk to the woman in that video. In Clifton, New
Like mother, like son. I mean, come on now. She's raising her kid to be a part of a life of crime. I don't know if you would consider this a small crime, but stealing a dog? You know the dog is not yours, but you go apart and you're so happy that your mama jumps out and grabs the dog? She's like, I always want, come on now. Let's get over into this next video.
We have some good news. After a heartless crime on Easter, a New Jersey family's dog was stolen right off their porch in Clifton. They know that Rocky was stolen because a surveillance camera caught this, a woman and a child using a sheet to kidnap him. Well, good news, he's been found. But the big question now, why did it happen? Here's News 4's Adam Harding.
We were there Wednesday as Clifton police returned Rocky the dog, the tiny pup missing for days, finally found.
How does it feel to be holding Rocky right now?
Oh, great. Such a great feeling like that we recovered him and he's going to go back home.
Rocky's sudden disappearance making headlines after this shocking home surveillance video from Easter Sunday. The 6-year-old Yorkie Shih Tzu mix was out playing in his yard when a child could be seen wandering onto the property holding a blanket. Within seconds, an adult woman gets out of a nearby car and runs toward the dog. Moments later, they run back to the car. The family couldn't believe it.
As a parent, that was really disturbing. I mean, if the child, wasn't able to get the dog, the mom should have said, okay, let's just leave it. It's safe, it's fine. We'll go get our own dog. But to actually get out of her car and actually help, or just to do it for her son, that it was really disturbing. As a parent, that's the worst thing I've ever saw in my life.
Even if he, as a parent, you can obviously see the dog belongs to someone. It was obvious. And if your son is wanting the dog, even though it wants somebody, even though it belongs to somebody, and you don't explain to him, no, you can't take things from other people, and no, that's someone's pet or family member they consider, but you over there get out the car and help him, you're a low-down person too, let's be honest.
Rocky's owners are currently on vacation in Hawaii. We spoke with the family roughly an hour before the dog was found.
I just want my dog back. My kids want their dog back. My wife wants her dog back. We all want Rocky back.
Clifton police haven't revealed how they tracked the dog down. They confirm they've identified the woman in the video and say she's cooperating with detectives.
Well, we don't know the whole story. Could be something innocent. Maybe she was trying to get the dog out of harm's way.
It's unclear right now if any charges will be filed. A family friend says he's just thankful this story has a happy ending.
They're on vacation, and this kind of was heartbreaking to them. It kind of put a stop to their vacation until Rocky was found. I spoke to them. Now they're relaxed now, and they're in Hawaii enjoying themselves, knowing that Rocky's home safe.
In Clifton, I'm Adam Harding, News 4.
We know come on now. Let's not be idiotic, or maybe idiotic's wrong. Let's not be simple-minded. Come on now. We got to look at the context clues in this whole situation. As soon as she grabbed the dog, go back and look at the video. As soon as she grabbed the dog, the son started screaming, yay! And she immediately, shh. What does that mean? That means that she knew that she was taking somebody's dog. She knew that it was wrong, and she still went along with it. But the real question is, how much time do you think she should get? Let's get over into the AI breakdown to just get a little bit more information about this whole case. Just something slight so we can just hopefully piece it together. So a woman and child is captured on surveillance footage stealing a family dog named Rocky in the back porch. I know that front porch is wrong. In Clifton, New Jersey. Rocky, a small Shih Tzu Yorkie mix. The woman walked up the stairs to the porch, grabbed the pet, used a sheet to cover the animal, and fled with the child. Following the widespread media coverage and active police investigation, They successfully located Rocky. That is not what Rocky looks like. Is that what Rocky looks like? Yeah, that's the wrong picture. See, you gotta double check these AI stuff now. But they say the woman has been cooperating. So we ain't got much more information on this whole situation. But what kind of child are you raising? That's the real question. What kind of child are you raising? Are you raising a child who's going to just steal other people's pets? Steal in general? Is he destined for a life of crime because the mother doesn't care what he does? Or do you think there's other information that we're missing that could explain everything? Is she actually a good person? I mean, it's possible that the kid was yelling, yay, because they thought that the dog was alone or something like that. But her shushing him when he's yelling, it just seems like she knew what was happening. But make up your mind. Let me know your thoughts and let me know if you disagree with anything I said, y'all. That's a crazy scenario. We're going to pivot now to our next topic we're going to be discussing. And this time we're going over to some body cam footage. Yes, I love some body cam footage where we got a daughter who has been arrested for stealing money at the job. But the mama got her the job. And her mama still worked there. Absolutely crazy, y'all. We got two sides of the spectrum. And then the mother, we clearly upset in this Lex video. Let's get over into it and see what we can find out. Remember, y'all, the best way to show your support is always just to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you can be up to date on all the videos. Let's jump over into it.
So she fraudulently deposited a bunch of checks into her account through her pay stubs. She doubled it in the tune of $5,400. So she's gonna end up going to the Sumter County Detention Center.
What the hell are you thinking? Okay. You had to do this here. They gave you a chance. They gave you a job. You did this to them. But you wanted. This is what you wanted. This is what you're gonna get. This is what you wanted.
On July 14th, 2025, Somerset County Sheriff's Office received a fraud complaint from representatives of a local insurance business against a current employee. The complainants presented printed bank documentation showing 16 instances of duplicate check presentment between June 2022 and January 2023, totaling $5,400 across online and physical cashing channels.
Hi, how can I help you guys?
First thing, 6 months? And you only got $5,400? You risking your job over $5,400 and your freedom.
Well, we have been going through records. We are extremely behind in our taxes, so we've just recently been doing some recons, and we discovered for several months, between the months of June 2022 and January of 2023, that we have a employee that apparently has been doing online banking as well as presenting checks to either a cashing institution, like maybe a convenience store or something like that. So we've got multiple checks being cashed for the same employee. We've already gone to the bank. They've done a little bit of research, kind of told us what kind of banks they were, but we feel like it's fraud. And so we just want to make a representation.
Where's the business at that?
Here in Louisville.
Okay. And then where is she cashing the checks?
Well, we've got that information.
Yeah, we have all of it.
Is it local that she's cashing it?
I have no idea, no, because one bank is a slide bank, which according to our bank,
like
Stride, which is more like Chime, which is an online banking. And then there's no local banks that they've been cashed at. They were and not being duplicated, put that way. None of the checks none of her payroll checks that she cashed locally were duplicated. Everything that has been duplicated has either been with this Stride Bank, which is an online banking, and then looks like a presentation to maybe a check cashing facility.
Do you guys know where the check cashing facility is? Or?
No, we have pictures, so we went through and I've printed how the check was first presented and then how it was presented secondly. Most of them, other than the very first one, was within a day of each other. And so it started, what did we say, in July of 2022. And then in January of 2023, our bank
Only
caught one. And then it's like it stopped after that.
So how many transactions are there?
It's $5,400. So
Okay.
there are...
Maybe 20 between the months. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Quick question. If I'm understanding it right, it seems like she basically got paid twice. Made it so where she got paid twice. So if this happened over 6 months and it's only $5,400, she ain't. Maybe like $900 in total for the month. I mean, I guess take her to jail.
So what you see on top is how it was first presented to the bank. And then the second one is how it was the second time to whoever. That first one, there's a noticeable difference between days. And that's the only one like that.
You're saying 2020 to now? Or
No.
2022 to now?
Started in 2022 and
Okay.
ended in January of 2023. We have an unfortunate situation in our office where a previous owner left us with a mess of an accounting. And so we are just now reconning 2022 and 2023, and these were just recently found, actually found Saturday.
The employee still works for us.
Okay,
And that's
so-
why we're here.
Well, let me ask you though, were you guys the owners in 2022 and 2023?
Yeah.
We are not.
Well,
we're not the owner.
Okay.
So the owner on paper is not with us, but he is going to be advised of all this. That's our next visit. I'm the office manager, she's the agent.
Okay, so what I'm asking is because you guys said that
Were we there?
Which, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
I did
so-
payroll then.
Okay, so when it switched over, because you guys said it switched over to a different business, or
No, she
like the
passed
previous?
away,
Okay.
and then
Yeah.
I became agent.
But
But
the ownership was joint rubber survivorship with her and her husband.
so nothing changed about our
Nothing
agent.
changed
Okay.
about ownership.
So nothing's changed about ownership between now and then.
No.
Okay, so because that's what I'm trying to make sure is that it's not a different
Another
victim.
individual.
Yeah, like it's a
No.
different victim because like say the business got sold is what I'm asking.
Oh, no,
Okay.
nothing like that.
Hi. Are you Delilah? Can I have a conversation with you, please, in the back? Okay. We're gonna go have a conversation. So I'm Deputy Molesky. I'm with the Sumter County Sheriff's Office. The reason that I'm sitting here meeting with you is because there's an investigation that's been brought to my attention by your employers. From 2022 to 2023 reference some potentially fraudulent checks. What's going to end up happening today is you are going to end up being placed under arrest, okay?
Now, take note of the date, y'all. This is July 14th, 2025. 2 years later. Over 2 years later, you get hit with this. You never know when stuff is going to come to the light. So you might as well just stay in it. But let's keep going.
So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you stand up for me real quick. Put your hands behind your back. Okay. When my coworker gets here, what we're going to do is I'm going to have him stand with you. We're going to end up grabbing some of your items. I'll let you talk to your mom and everything like that. Put your hands together like you're praying for me. Yep, that's fine. Okay, do you have anything on you that's going to stick me, poke me, contaminate me, anything of that nature? No, ma'am. Okay, go ahead and spread your feet for me. I'm going to do a quick pat down. I'm going to do a full pat down here shortly, okay? Okay, I'm gonna have you sit where I was sitting because it's a non-swivel chair. I'm just gonna have you wait for Deputy Hinterhofer to get here, and then he's gonna stand with you, and I'll go get your supplies and everything like that. Okay. Where's her purse or her phone? Her phone. I'll let Mom take everything.
Where is she?
Ma'am, come talk to me. Okay, she's in the back with one of my coworkers right now. Okay. So she fraudulently deposited a bunch of checks into her account through her pay stubs. She doubled it in the tune of $5,400. So she's gonna end up going to the Sumter County Detention Center. If you're
Can I talk to her, please?
Hold on a second. That's what I'm gonna tell you. If you're calm, I'll let you talk to her. Okay? Just don't touch her. She's sitting in there, and she's in handcuffs right now with my other coworker, and you can have a conversation with her, okay?
That's a mother right there. You can tell by the way she walk. Yeah, the way she... Can I talk to her? My mama would have wanted to smack the taste out my mouth, but she can't touch her.
What the hell are you thinking? Like, no. ¿Qué chingados estás pensando, hija? ¿Qué estás pensando? ¿Estás trabajando? ¿Qué estás pensando?
This was a few years
Yeah,
ago.
they were,
I was done with stuff with her. I didn't have her.
So it's gonna be August. So the first one's in August. Or, no, the first one's in July, so that one won't count, probably. I gotta check that date, but yeah, August sounds really good.
I wasn't gonna check you.
You had to do this, Delilah. You had to do this here. They gave you a chance. They gave you a job. You did this to them.
Sounds good.
Really, Delilah? ¿Qué estabas pensando? Te dije que te iba a pasar. Te dije que te iba a quitar los niños. La gente con que estás. How many times did I say the people you hang out with? No, it's the people. It's not that. It's just that too.
I'm gonna leave
it
her
is.
phone with the full confession that she has. I'm gonna get some more paperwork from them real quick. You're okay? Are you cool here?
¿Qué estás pensando? ¿Qué te dije? What te voy a decir yo?
You can see it now. Kind of down, but that's
What you wanted? This is what you wanted? This is what you're going to get? This is what you wanted? This is the life you wanted to get? You got the baby daddy in jail? Is that what you wanted? You got another boy in jail? That what you wanted? That's the life you want to live? Like your man do? That's the kind of life you want? Like your friend's man do? So now you want to see your kids in jail too? So that's what you chose tonight.
Okay, Mom.
That's what you chose. Think about it. So I'm going to tell Julio and Jacob. What am I going to tell Julio and Jacob?
So, I mean, it sounds like she knew what she should have been prepared for this to come all along. The mother speaking straight facts to her daughter. It's the people you're hanging out with, the people who are influencing you. What are you going to do? Your baby daddy in jail? Now, what about your son or your daughter? That's a good mama right there, but I mean, something went wrong. I don't know if she didn't have a father figure. How do you explain this? Is she just grew up bad? Is it all dependent on the people she was hanging out with? What would you say the cause of this would be?
Yeah. Apparently not. Because you did it.
The first legal question is whether the warrantless arrest was constitutionally sound. Under the Fourth Amendment, warrantless felony arrests require probable cause. Illinois v. Gates, 462 United States 213, 1983, established the totality of circumstances standard. The deputy received physical documentation of 16 fraudulent transactions directly from the victim employer. That evidence alone satisfies the probable cause threshold. United States v. Watson, 423 United States 411, 1976, further affirmed officer authority to arrest without a warrant when the suspect is present and flight is a realistic concern. Both conditions were met here. The central legal deficiency in this encounter is the absence of a Miranda advisement. Miranda versus Arizona, 384 United States 436, 1966, requires that before any custodial interrogation, a suspect must be advised of 4 rights: the right to remain silent that statements may be used against her, the right to an attorney, and the right to appointed counsel, if indigent. Berkemer versus McCarty, 468, United States 420, 1984, confirmed that Miranda protections attach the moment a suspect is in custody and subject to questioning. No formal advisement appears in the footage at any point. The deputy did not appear to question the suspect on the substance of the offense, which likely explains why no suppression issue arose in subsequent proceedings. Any post-arrest incriminating statement made without a prior advisement would have been suppressible. Each duplicate presentment constitutes a separate criminal act under check fraud statutes. 16 transactions yield 16 individual felony counts of depositing funds with intent to defraud. At $5,400 total, the grand theft charge falls within third-degree felony parameters, applicable in jurisdictions that bracket $750 to $20,000 as a third-degree offense. The sentence of 5 years probation, concurrent on all counts, with restitution ordered in full, is consistent with a negotiated resolution for a first-time offender presenting documentary evidence of guilt.
Ma'am, you're gonna take her wallet and everything that's in her desk. I'm taking her phone so she can get phone numbers. I just need your ID to say that I'm passing her wallet and like anything that's in her wallet to you, just for documentation purposes. SO3. I'm sorry this had to happen.
I'm just thinking about it. You got her this job. Imagine that. You got her this job. She making your name look bad. She putting dirt on your name. Some people be like, that doesn't matter, but I mean, the children are a reflection of their parents. If you didn't raise them or if you didn't, no matter how it is, the children are always a reflection of their parents. So now you got people looking at you like you raised a thief who would steal from her own job. But I mean, I might just be looking at it the wrong way. But let's keep going.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so what's going to end up happening? She's going to get booked into the jail. She's got 16 felonies. It's going to be $16,000 plus most likely for the bond. Okay, so 10% to a bondsman. Yeah, I'm giving you a low number right now because I haven't done a fraud arrest in a while. So it's going to be, it's usually between $1,000 and $2,000. So it's going to be anywhere between 16 and like $3,200 or $32,000. So she'll be able to give you it as soon as the charging is done, but she'll be able to be in contact with you because she'll be able to get numbers out of her phone. Okay, you're taking custody of the children. Okay, and you know where to get them and what to do and everything like that. Okay, I just want to make sure before she leaves, because there is going to be a period where she's not going to be able to have contact with you. So if you have any questions about the children, now's the time to ask. You know, medications and food allergies. Okay, like I said, I just like to make sure for the kids' sakes and everything like that. Okay, they live with you, right? Okay. Do you have any questions, comments, or concerns? Okay. Mom's got the kids. She knows exactly what to do with them, everything to do, how to do everything. I'm going to do a full pat down of you now. So just so you go ahead and stand up for me. So you understand you can't take any nicotine, tobacco, marijuana, anything like that into the jail. Anything goes into the jail tucked away or anything like that, even the smallest bud of marijuana, even if it's legal, it's automatically a felony. Do you have anything on you? Okay. Nothing shoved behind the phone case or anything? Okay. Go ahead and spread your feet for me. We're going to do this in the AC because it's horrible out there. Just a hair clip, no extensions or anything. Pocket on this. Raise your arms a little bit for me. Okay, thank you. It's just That's fine. I just have to open it and make sure there's nothing tucked back there that wants us to do. Welcome back. Okay, come on. We have this first car right here. We're just going to go to the passenger back side.
The arresting deputy receives a B+. Probable cause was correctly established before physical restraint was initiated. Pre-notification before handcuffing reduced resistance risk and reflects sound tactical judgment. The welfare inquiry regarding the suspect's minor children before transport exceeded minimum policy requirements. Property transfer to the mother was documented with identification verification, consistent with chain of custody procedure. The grade is reduced from an A solely due to the absence of a captured Miranda advisement on record. The suspect receives a C+. Full physical compliance during arrest and transport is credited. However, 16 deliberate fraudulent transactions over 7 months establish sustained criminal intent, not a single impulsive act. The legal exposure was severe and entirely self-generated. The probationary outcome suggests no prior criminal history and likely full cooperation following arrest, which accounts for the leniency of the final sentence relative to the charge volume. The employer complainants receive an A-. They compiled organized documentary evidence, consulted their bank before law enforcement contact, and exercised restraint by not confronting the suspect directly, which preserved the evidentiary integrity of the case. The grade is reduced because a 2-year delay in detecting 16 duplicate payroll disbursements indicates a material deficiency in internal financial oversight controls. 3 lessons from this case. For law enforcement, Miranda is not optional and silence on the record is not protection. The advisement must be delivered before custodial questioning begins, not assumed unnecessary. For individuals, financial crimes generate permanent documentary trails. Check presentment data, banking timestamps, and transaction records do not degrade over time. Delay in discovery does not diminish the evidence or reduce criminal exposure. For organizations, periodic internal reconciliation is a legal and financial control mechanism, not an administrative formality. Duplicate payroll disbursements are detectable at the point of occurrence when basic controls are in place. A 2-year blind spot on 16 transactions is a system failure, not an accounting accident.
2 years, y'all. It took them 2 years to find out that she duplicated her checks for over 6 months. The mother was very disappointed, which is obviously, but sounds like the mother had an idea of who her daughter was or the people she hang out with and who are influencing her. It's a wild situation, but she has to learn the price. Her baby daddy's in jail, like what she was saying, but it's a crazy situation, y'all. Let me know your thoughts on it and let me know if you disagree with anything I said. But that is it for the show today, y'all. Got through 4 topics, talked about a lot of crazy things. If you ever disagree with anything I say, please leave a comment. Let's have a discussion about it. I'm never going to say I'm always right. I'm never going to say I understand everything, but I will have a discussion about it with y'all. But these videos will be broken down so you can see the one you want. But remember, the best way to show your support is always just to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and then hit that notification bell so you can be up to date on all the videos. That's it for now, y'all. You already know. I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.